I'm about to show you the best acoustic guitars for electric players. If you're looking for an acoustic guitar that gives you modern functionality and offers enhanced playability and comfort while still providing that legendary Gibson tone, Gibson actually created the Modern Collection just for you. In this comparison video, I'm breaking down the top features you need to know before you buy, highlighting the differences between the hottest models, and stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll be showing you why Les Paul fans will want to check out our new Les Paul Parlor Acoustic guitars. They're ideal for electric players looking to cross over easily and make that smooth transition into the acoustic world. We'll also be joined later by our product specialist from Bozeman, Montana, Mr. Don Ruffatto, who's going to give us some key insights to why you should be checking out the Gibson Modern Collection acoustics. Let's get started. So here we have the J-45 Special in a beautiful satin vintage sunburst. You know, I really like the look of the satin. It's not shiny, of course, but it's really smooth to the touch. And you've also got that finish on the back of the neck as well, just to navigate up and down the neck easier. So this guitar features a Sitka spruce top, mahogany back, and you know, sides there, just like the traditional build would be for a J-45. Now, what you'll notice about this particular model is it's got what we call a concert depth body style. It's a little bit tighter and leaner, so you can kind of get your arm around there if you are of a smaller frame playing an acoustic guitar, or it does also lend itself for an easier transition from a smaller body electric, right? You've got a nice SlimTaper neck, again adding with that combination of the satin feel there. Really easy to navigate up and down. Grover Rotomatic tuners on this one. So the stability is there, of course. Really nice touch. And then for electronics, you're gonna have the LR Baggs Element Bronze under-saddle piezo pickup right here. Just quick and easy, plug in, you're ready to go if you need to record or if you're doing a live gig. Really nice, comes with a soft shell case. Easy for transport there. And it comes in two finishes. The satin vintage sunburst like I'm holding here, and also a nice satin wine red. Let's check it out. Well, there you have it, the J-45 Special. You know, I like this guitar coming in at a friendlier price point, of course, and the fact that that body is a little tighter and leaner, it definitely lends itself to getting that arm around easier. Really nice straight ahead version of our classic J-45 model. I think this will sit nicely with someone that's looking for a first-time Gibson acoustic, or if you're looking for just a easier, more straight ahead version of this classic workhorse. So here we have the L-00 Special in a very nice and sleek satin wine red finish. Again, we have that nice satin finish, which is really easy on the touch. Doesn't have a lot of gloss there for you players that don't like that. And it also continues on the back of the neck, which makes, playing a breeze with that type of finish on the neck. We have a traditional Sitka spruce top and mahogany back and sides on this instrument. Really lightweight instrument, this guitar, by the way. And if you notice, it's a smaller body style, right? This is gonna be a parlor-sized instrument. So believe it or not, for studio players, it's a secret weapon. It really sits in a mix, very nice and tight, and leaner lows, really focused on those mid-range. So if you've got a track that just needs an acoustic guitar in there to kind of just hold down the rhythm, this is probably going to be the choice for you. And again, if you've got a smaller frame, it's real easy to get around this instrument and navigate this, okay? And we've got a SlimTaper neck, so that combo again with that satin finish, making this a really easy guitar to navigate, like I was saying before, because of that size as well, right? Grover Rotomatic tuners, the mini version on this one. So mini Rotomatic tuners. Nice and stable there and still has a nice look. And then you've got electronics on this guitar as well. You've got a LR Baggs Element Bronze under the saddle piezo pickup if you want to plug in for recording or for a live show, just making that capture a second option there. And these come with a soft shell case, so it's really easy to transport again to the gig. Just a great grab and go, version of an L-00 that we make here. Two finishes available in this model. We've got a satin vintage sunburst and, like I'm holding here, the satin wine red. Let's check it out. Overall, a great little guitar to add to any collection. Like I said, that smaller, tighter body shape really lends to acoustic that really sits nicely in the mix, right? And for all of you out there, maybe even kids or people with smaller frames, I think the Parlor is a great size to navigate with. Just an awesome little acoustic, and I like the fact that it's in this straight ahead version. And here we have another reincarnation of the famous J-45. We have a J-45 Studio now in rosewood. So we still have a Sitka spruce top like you would traditionally have on a J-45, but now we add in rosewood back and sides. And if you notice with rosewood, if you're not familiar, there's a little bit more body, a little bit more depth and low end to the sound, especially when it's applied to this particular guitar now. So if you're looking for a J-45 that's got a little bit more, deeper low end frequency and a little bit more range in those, lower tones, this is going to be the guitar for you. The neck profile, we call that the advanced response neck. Now, when I've got that in my hands, it definitely feels like a rounded profile, very comfortable. It's almost like you can get your hand around the fretboard easier there. So a very nice neck there. On the back there, you have a set of Grover Rotomatic tuners. So that tuning stability is there. Less time tuning, more time playing, right? Electronics on this model as well. You've got an LR Baggs Element Bronze under saddle piezo pickup. So making it very easy to go play a live show or do some recording and have those two options of capture, right? You can put a mic in front of this thing or you can just go straight off the pickup or blend the two if you want. And this does come with a modern hardshell case, so you can take it to a gig or to rehearsal with safety, of course. And it comes in two finishes, a natural and, of course, the rosewood burst like I'm holding here. Let's check it out. I could really hear the low end come to life on this particular J-45. You know, Rosewood, we often think of it just on the fretboard of a guitar, but it's really nice to have that added on to the back and sides of this instrument. Really gives it a little bit of a low-end presence if you're looking for that stuff. I could see this being really great for someone that does down tuning, maybe drop D, just to bring out those bass strings a little bit more. Really awesome guitar here, and nice to see another version of the classic J-45. And here we have a super modern take on one of our most classic designs. This is the Hummingbird Studio EC in the beautiful tri-burst satin finish. And it's a square shoulder, as we call it. So a lot of projection, a lot of volume. It's nice to see this particular guitar done in a cutaway style here. So for all of you players out there that need to do lead lines, now you've got that extra access to those higher frets. Of course, you get your Sitka spruce top for that snap and attack. You've got mahogany back and sides, so very traditional there on that aspect of the design. Neck profile is going to be a round SlimTaper neck. You've got those Grover Rotomatic tuners, and on that fretboard you see those nice mother of pearl inlays. Very nice touch there. Electronics included on this model as well. You've got the LR Baggs Element Bronze under saddle piezo pickup, so you can plug in at a gig or a recording session with no problem. You've got that volume control there, neatly tucked in the sound hole, out of the way, and these come with a hard shell case. Let's check it out. So like I was saying earlier, I'm a big fan of the Hummingbird myself. It's a real royal looking guitar. It's good to see this new incarnation of it, right, with that cutaway. As an electric player, I find myself always wanting to do some lead lines with an acoustic guitar, and sometimes not having that cutaway is a little limiting for me as a lead player. So it's nice to see this guitar with the cutaway, and of course, I'm a big fan of that tri-burst finish. It just has a very regal look to that burst as well. So if you already own a Hummingbird and you want something that's a little bit more focused for those lead lines, this would be the winner for you. Or in general, you just need something for lead lines, this is a great contender for your collection. And here we're taking a look at the Parlor Rosewood EC in a beautiful rosewood burst finish here. Now, if you look at this guitar, it almost looks like a smaller version of an SJ200, right? Really cool little guitar here. We have a Sitka spruce top and rosewood back and sides. And when I look at this guitar, you know, again, I think of maybe players that have a Les Paul or an SG, and they want to transition easily to an acoustic guitar, and maybe a dreadnought style or a square shoulder style might be too big for them, right? Especially if you think of new players or kids maybe, or you know, just young adults, right? This would be a very easy guitar to navigate with just because of the size overall, and really lightweight as well. Now, you've got a nice cutaway design. to get you to those upper frets, especially if you're a lead player, right? And one of the things that you'll notice on this guitar is with that rosewood back and sides, you've got a little bit more low end, a little bit more depth to the sound of this instrument. The neck profile is going to be our advanced response neck profile. And when I've got my hands on it, again, it feels very comfy. I'm able to get my thumb around there and all my fingers with no problem at all. We've got the Grover Mini automatic tuners there. So the tuning stability is there, accuracy is there with that tuning. We've got electronics on this model as well. We've got an LR bags, VTC under saddle piezo pickup, and an active preamp, volume and tone controls right here in that sound hole. So they're not in the way. You can strum away and nothing's gonna get, adjusted by accident there. And these do come with a modern hardshell case, making transport very safe and easy, stress-free, taking it to that gig or to that rehearsal. Let's check it out. So my first time actually playing a guitar like this, really easy to navigate. I like the smaller body size. It doesn't get in the way at all. I think if you're an electric player that maybe isn't used to playing acoustic, this is going to be the winner for you. Again, just getting your arm over this and just being able to navigate with the cutaway if you need to play those lead lines. A really nice choice and very reminiscent, of course, of that SJ200 model. Hey everyone, Dinesh here from the Gear Guide, and I'm sitting with my good friend, Mr. Don Ruffatto, who has been nice enough to visit us all the way from Montana.
Beautiful place. We're so lucky to be able to not only live there, but work with the team we have building what we consider are the greatest guitars in the world, Gibson Acoustic guitars.
Man, I've seen some of the process footage on GTV, and it just, like you said, it looks like a breathtaking place. I have not been there yet. I've seen quite a bit of it through some certain TV shows that have surfaced recently, of course. Don, thank you so much for taking the time to come out. We were touching on the Modern Collection for acoustics today, and I know you've been with the company now for, what, 30 years?
Going on 30 years as
well.
Wow,
yeah. Incredible. So you've been in Montana this whole time where we primarily make the acoustics. If not the place where we make the acoustics.
It is the place. Every Gibson acoustic guitar is made in Bozeman, Montana.
Wow, that's just fantastic. I have questions. I'm primarily an electric player. I do play acoustic as well. And with this collection, we touched on a few models today. And some of the takeaways that I got from playing them were some of these models, had slimmer profile necks. Some of the body shapes were a little slimmed down as well. That helped me with the navigation of the instrument. Mm-hmm. And of course, like I'm holding here, a cutaway model.
Yes.
I'm one of those players that when I get an acoustic, I get a little nervous about not being able to play lead stuff as well. And I noticed that some of these models might make it a little bit easier for someone that plays electric transitioning to an acoustic guitar.
That's kind of what we were going after with our new line of cutaways, mm-hmm. and especially the smaller cutaways like the Les Paul Acoustic and the Parlor Rosewood. We know there's a lot of players out there that have problems switching back and forth, especially like on stage or even just in the studio or practicing from acoustic to electric. So we wanted to make that transition easier for not only that younger player, but any player. But the younger players specifically, we wanted to give them the chance to experience a Gibson guitar, a Gibson acoustic guitar, and have it feel comfortable and familiar.
That's funny you said Gibson acoustic guitar. I do notice with our guitars there is a pronounced mid-range. I can definitely hear there's definitely a difference when I hear the J-45 and the Hummingbird. Some of the things I'm thinking about is I know there's a lot of stuff that goes on inside these guitars that we don't usually see.
Yep.
So I was wondering if you could talk to us a little bit about that, because I know some of that also, or a lot of that, it does have a factor in the way that these instruments sound.
The internal bracing of the guitar is something that we have just been perfecting for 100 years. Next year will be the 100-year anniversary of us building guitars the way they are known today. Before that, they were carved tops. They were just not again, acoustic guitars as we build now. And we've just trial and error, different bracing patterns, different bracing placements, and then the different body shapes accommodate different bracing patterns at the same time. But of course, the trick to building any good acoustic instrument, guitars especially, is you want it to be as light as possible.
Yeah.
You want that string vibration to move the instrument, but you also need it to be a guitar that's going to be around 30, 40, 50 years down the road. So strength where it's needed, get rid of any excess wood where it's not needed, thus the scalloping process. They go in, they take in, and they shave off where we want it to move, leave it strong where we want it to survive. And it's, again, just something that we have worked on and worked on and worked on for 100 years.
Wow. So build methods are pretty much have stayed true to what was happening all those years before.
There's a few things that we do that we hang our hat on. And the cool thing about the Gibson Acoustic lineup across the board is, the only difference from our L-00 Special through a Monarch or a J200 Historic is the material costs, the amount of ornamentation, and just the sheer amount of time it takes to put that combination together.
Oh, I see.
We do not change how we build a guitar to get to a price point to make it more cost effective. Every Gibson guitar is built exactly the same.
Wow.
And you can hang your hat on that. We do have our import brand Epiphone, which makes just fantastic guitars. They're so good, they scare us.
Yeah, especially
sometimes.
Some of the IGC, the Inspired by Gibson Custom.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they actually have us shaking a little bit because they're so good.
Yeah.
But, there is a bottom to what we can do from a price point standpoint, and we're happy with that.
Right.
We like living within the parameters of what we want to do to make the guitar sound the way we want a Gibson to sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. We played a few guitars today, and we're going to actually hear this one right after this interview, Tonewoods. I heard the J-45 Special. I've heard a J-45 Standard. I've heard the J-45 that has the rosewood back and sides. There is definitely a tone difference that I'm hearing playing some of these guitars that have these different, these offerings. Especially with an acoustic guitar, there's nothing to hide behind.
There isn't. You're hearing the guitar. With all acoustic guitar manufacturers, there's three basic tone woods that cover, I'm just going to say probably like 90% of all manufacturing. You have rosewood back and sides, mahogany back and sides, and maple.
Okay.
The tops are historically spruce. You do see some with cedar. You see some like the maple top you're holding on that guitar. But that's a rarity. That's not the norm. To my ear, and everybody hears things differently. There's not a good, better, best. There is just what the person hears and how he perceives the sound. Rosewood's going to give you a more rounded low end, more rounded low mid presence. Maple's going to be bright right out front. J200s, you strum it, it's just like crisp, it's clear, it's fresh, it's right out there. Mahogany is the most balanced, which is why I think a lot of studio players love mahogany guitars, because from the low strings to the high strings, you get a real tonal and volume balance to the whole spectrum. But again, it's you put three guitars in a row, customer one's going to like that one, customer two might like that one, customer three might like that one, because people hear differently. They have different perceptions of what they want out of an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, because with an acoustic guitar, you've got to bond with the neck, and you've got to bond with that first chord that's strummed out, right?
Absolutely.
It's usually that pretty instant with the guitar. Acoustic guitar,
yes,
as opposed to electric, where you've got to play it through an amp, and now the amp is a factor. P90s versus humbuckers and all that good stuff, and the tone controls and all that. I have noticed too, when we record these demos here, we'll do a mixture. We'll make sure that we're miking the instrument itself, and then we'll also mic if it's got built-in electronics. So, I have noticed even with just the electronics by itself, you guys have chosen stuff that really, keeps it pretty true to what that instrument's sounding like. Of course, it's always something different when you're hearing it the way we're hearing it, right?
Yes.
Don, if you could tell me a little bit about this particular guitar that I'm holding, reminds me of a Les Paul.
Les Paul electric guitar is so iconic. It's loved by so many people worldwide, all different genres of music, that we thought, why not? Why not take that concept, take that look, take that feel, and make an acoustic guitar for that Les Paul lover or any acoustic guitar lover.
Yeah.
So we did the cosmetics with the trapezoids, with the cream pickguard, the maple top, coloration, either heritage cherry or vintage sunburst, and just made a Les Paul acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And people are just loving it. It sounds great. It's comfortable to play. The LR Baggs pickup system just really translates the guitar very well through the system, through any system. And for us, it's just something that we are really excited about, and it's working really well.
Yeah, this was an easy one to pick up and play.
Yep.
You know, I'm a big fan, of course, of the J-45 and the Hummingbird, but, you know, with that smaller body style here, it was just real easy to get around and start playing. The pickup in this system, it's the VTC 4 Plus, is it?
Plus 4.
Plus 4, sorry, plus 4, so a little more output.
Correct.
Oh, great. So like if you're taking leads and stuff, that'll kind of push through a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Great, great. Don, there's a couple other things that I think about when I'm thinking about in the inside of these acoustics that we make. I heard the term, can you give us a little insight on, for example, dovetail neck joint?
Sure. There are 4 things that we at Gibson Acoustic Guitar hang our hat on that have been historic building methods that we've stuck with, that we build into every guitar. We're not the only ones that do all of these things, but we're the only manufacturer that does all of these things on every guitar we make. Dovetail neck joint you spoke of. A lot of builders, modern builders, are going to bolt on necks, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
It's cost effective to build. It makes the playability adjustments a little easier, but there's not much wood to the body of a guitar. When you can take that neck, a lot of wood there, and turn it into a part of the instrument that's actually helping create tone instead of just an attachment that's holding the strings, that's what gives a traditionally built guitar with a dovetail neck joint that roundness of tone and that mid-range that you mentioned earlier. We take it one step further at that point. Before there were wood glues, as we know them today, before there were super glues, instrument manufacturers use something called hide glue.
Okay.
It's made from horse hide. It's granulated, and they heat it back up. It's hot. And we use hot hide glue on every neck joint. It's hot, it's nasty, you have to work with it really fast because as it cools, it sets.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it transfers vibration better than any other adhesive. And it just works. When you strum a chord, you can feel the neck move. It's kind of like when you take a tuning fork and you hit it and you can feel that little handle vibrating in your fingers.
Sure.
Same concept with the neck of a guitar, does that same thing.
Got that. Okay, so, and I think I've heard that when it bonds, it actually like kind of brings the two pieces.
It does.
Or it kind of brings together the parts that are being bonded?
It transfers vibration, it crystallizes, and it just ties everything together better than any other product out there.
Wow.
And, you know, the funny thing is, as much as modern technology has brought us so many new things, old school is best in this case.
Sure. So in addition to the dovetail neck joint, what are the other 3 things that you were going to mention?
One thing that we do is, in a nutshell, the way an acoustic guitar creates tone is every time you strike a note, the top deflects. It's microscopic, happens in a millisecond, but it pushes the sound waves into the guitar where the different bracing patterns, different woods, different body shapes, temper the sound differently before it comes out, which is why different guitars sound different. Now, every one of our tops is actually not flat. We call them flat top guitars, but it actually has a 28-foot domed radius, and the back is a 12-foot radius. Now, what does that do? The way we create that radius is we don't carve it like an arch top. We actually take the braces and we carve the bottoms of the braces in that 28-foot radius. So when you put the top on, it stretches the top over.
Oh, right, okay.
So what does that do? It creates tension. So every time you strike a note and the top does that deflection, that tension brings it back quicker than a true flat top guitar. So in our opinion, you strum all 6 notes, you get better definition, better clarity in every note.
Okay, got it. And probably also helping with projection.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Okay. So you got your dome top, your scallop bracing, you got your dovetail neck joint. Probably the most time-consuming and probably the most expensive part of the entire process, which people don't believe me when I tell them this, is the application of the clear coat.
Okay.
We use nitrocellulose lacquer on every guitar we make. A lot of modern builders have gone to UV, poly, modern finishes, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's quick, it's cost-effective. Instead of days like it takes for our clear coat, they do it in hours.
Oh, I see. The nitro takes longer to
Oh, yeah.
cure or to dry.
They put on the coats. It has to sit for a minimum of 3 days before you can buff it. Otherwise, it just won't stay flat. It's gassing off. It's releasing solvent. It's getting absorbed into the wood during that time. But the upside is, you know, the vintage guitars that everyone knows and love don't just sound good because they're old. They sound good because they were made in a manner that they can mature and get better.
Gotcha.
And the lacquer is the key to that. For decades, it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner as it loses solvents, gases off. As that happens, the guitar is allowed to breathe, allowed to move, allowed to vibrate, and you just get something that's really hard to replicate with a new guitar.
That makes total sense. If I play an older guitar, it sounds much more open and just loud in general.
Yes.
And what you were saying too is, like, you know, sometimes even if I'm trying out electric guitars, I'll kind of just put my hand here at the top and just kind of you know, strum and see if I'm feeling that strong, you know, transfer going up and down the neck there.
Yep.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the nitro lacquer is just so key to our success and to our sound. There are more cost-effective ways to build guitars, but not to get the sound that we want to accomplish in our instruments.
Right, right, okay.
So you got dome top, scallop bracing, dovetail neck joint with hide glue, nitro lacquer. The fourth and most important thing is we do more handwork on every guitar than any other major manufacturer.
Okay, great. I was going to ask about that. Yeah, what process?
Every piece of wood is hand sanded to final thickness.
Wow.
Every neck is hand shaped.
That's awesome. Still hands-on. And we can see some of that process if we go to GTV's process series.
Correct.
You guys have shot a bunch of stuff up there, which is fantastic. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you were to crank these out of a machine or something, I could see it being also less going into the guitar as well.
You know, we do use technology where we can to be more efficient.
Sure.
But again, every piece of wood on the guitar is hand sanded to its final thickness, final dimension before it's put together, and it shows. I mean, people just love our stuff. The response we're getting from the field, I hear it from dealers, customers, every day in my job, that the guitars we're building right now are the most consistent and the best guitars that Gibson Acoustic has ever made.
Wow. Hey, man, I believe it. I mean, everything I played today was very easy to play. You know, they were handed to me, and everything played great. I was able to fret whatever I needed to do, especially with the cutaways. So it's a real pleasure to be able to walk through this collection, especially, again, coming from the electric land. And I mean, I love the original series as well. I love the shapes that put us on the map. I just like how we have taken some of those designs and modified them.
The Modern Collection has taken what we've learned through our history and allowed us to build guitars that do attract the younger player, the player that maybe wants to utilize the technology that's available that wasn't back in the day. But we haven't compromised our whole line to get there. You know, we still make our historic series, our original series. The Modern Collection is just today's take on history.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, really great. Don, thank you so much for joining us today, man, and giving us insights. I really appreciate it. These have been a blast to play, and we're going to go ahead and put the new Les Paul model here through its paces right now and check it out. Everyone, Mr. Don Ruffatto, one more time from our Bozeman, Montana craftery. Don, thank you so much again, man.
Thank you for having me.
Much appreciated as always, man. Thank you. We'll see everyone. Take care. So real quick, if you haven't already, hit the like button, ring the bell, and subscribe to our channel. It'll keep you up to date on future videos. And as promised, for all of you Les Paul fans out there, introducing the Les Paul Parlor Acoustic. Check that out, a beautiful vintage cherry sunburst with that AAA flame maple top, mahogany back and sides, just like your Les Paul. I mean, if you had a Les Paul and this side by side, it'd be pretty similar. And I think that's just an awesome thing that we've got this in an acoustic model now, right? So let's take a look at some specs here. So as I mentioned, the first thing that stands out is that AAA flame maple top. They've got the mahogany back and sides. To balance out, you've got the snap and attack of the maple with the low end of that mahogany. And of course, we have a cutaway here for all of you lead players out there. So, you know, you can do most of those leads that you were doing on your Les Paul on this Parlor, right? So you got that higher fret access. Now we've got the advanced response neck and, you know, the familiar trapezoid inlays there. This really feels close to a Les Paul electric neck, which is really nice for me, again, being a primarily electric player transitioning to an acoustic guitar. We've got a 12-inch radius on that fretboard, 19 frets, and you've got a rosewood fretboard, of course, and a rosewood bridge. Grover automatic tuners on the back. Tuning stability is there, of course. And we've got an LR Baggs VTC Plus bronze undersaddle piezo pickup system. Volume and tone included underneath the sound hole there, so it doesn't get in the way of your strumming. And the VTC Plus, it's gonna be a little hotter. So for those lead lines to stick out and really carry over the mix, you're gonna definitely want that extra power that this has to offer. These come with a modern hard shell case, so it's protected to the gig or to rehearsal. And it comes in two iconic finishes, the vintage cherry sunburst like I'm holding here, and behind me over here, we've got the vintage sunburst. Let's give it a spin. You know, this is a fun little guitar to play. Transitioning from a Les Paul, I found this very familiar and comfortable. I love the flame maple top. That's really classy. And I think, again, if you're an electric player that needs to cross over easily to an acoustic and you already own a Les Paul, this is the winner right here. And having that cutaway, I'm not missing out on playing those lead lines. A really nice touch and a really classy look to this guitar. I think this is really something special for all you electric fans out there. Well, there you go. A quick look at the Gibson Modern Acoustic Collection. Slimmer neck profiles, built-in electronics, classic shapes that have been modified to fit the needs of players today, a great line of instruments to check out for the cutaway design for lead playing, and just to make that easier transition from electric to acoustic. And a special thanks to Don Ruffatto coming out all the way from Bozeman, Montana to give us insights on these awesome guitars. Thanks for watching.